Why you're not getting to 10% body fat. Hi, Dr. Mike Diamond. That's me. This is my before and after. On the left, I thought I had my diet in check. I thought I was hitting my calories and my macros, training 5 times a week, my cardio was on point, and 1 month later, no progress. I used to think that my metabolism was slow or I had terrible genetics. Fixing these mistakes gave me confidence that my metabolism and genetics weren't the problem. All those theories were wrong. In this video, I'll be explaining the 5 mistakes you're making and how to fix them to get to 10% body fat, or at least help you drop that body fat percentage overall. On the right, I fixed the 5 common mistakes that was stopping me from getting to 10% body fat. But before we dive in, a lot of research and editing goes into making a video like this. I work my ass off. Just do me one favor, if you wouldn't mind. Gently bless the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this kind of content, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new. Let's kick it off. Mistake number 1, metabolic positioning. For a good portion of people starting a diet for the first time, they'll be able to jump right in, tick all the boxes: caloric deficit, resistance training, cardio, and steps. However, there are those individuals who have already tried dieting, lost some weight and hit a plateau, or done too much cardio with no results. This applies to most people who look to burn that last bit of stubborn fat, and there is a scientific explanation for why this happens. We know that the energy balance equation is weight change equals calories in minus calories out. The calories in part of the segment is covered by the food you consume. The calories out is far more complex and contains the root of our first mistake, stopping you from losing stubborn fat. When scientists or fitness coaches speak of metabolism, they're typically referring to total daily energy expenditure, also known as your TDEE. It is the total number of calories your body burns each day. This is broken into 2 key components. First, your basal metabolic rate. Second, your non-resting energy expenditure. Focusing more on your physical activity, your NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is the energy expended for everything we do that is not sleeping, eating, or sports-like exercises. It ranges from working, typing, performing yard work, undertaking agricultural tasks, and even fidgeting. When in a caloric deficit for an extended period of time, your body senses the decline in food intake and automatically decreases energy expenditure by down-regulating your NEAT. NEAT increases with overfeeding and decreases with underfeeding. This can result in something as simple as fidgeting less, but can also present as severe fatigue if you're dieting for too long or too hard. As you diet longer, your body finds intriguing subconscious ways to preserve energy. This is a key driver for the slowed metabolism that you often see with chronic dieters. Your metabolism adapts to a varying degree to burn less calories than it normally would at your given amount of current body fat tissue, muscle, and fat in a different metabolic position. So you may be training hard, doing 1 hour of cardio, hitting your macros, and finding yourself being sedentary the rest of the day, leading to the inability to really create a caloric deficit and lose fat. This evidence is proven by a study done by Bochert and colleagues. The response to exercise with constant energy intake in identical twins. Research showed that although the twins had the exact same diet and training routine, the twin who moved more, stood up more, and had an overall higher NEAT lost 18 more pounds of fat in 90 days. Mistake number 2, underestimating calories is a common mistake. A 2002 study compared 2 groups. Group 1 had professional dietitians who had experience in recording food intake, and Group 2, which had very little experience. The results? The dietitians reported their energy intake obtained from the food records by an average of over 223 calories a day, which was not different from their energy expenditure. Participants in the control group, as hypothesized, significantly underreported their energy intake by 429 calories, meaning that it's very easy to overeat if you're not experienced. And overeating 400 to 500 calories is enough to keep you out of a caloric deficit and explains exactly why you aren't making any progress despite your efforts. Here's a perfect example. Here are 2 rice cakes with peanut butter. However, one of them has 150 calories extra of peanut butter. You barely notice the difference. Another example is oats. Here are 2 bowls, but one bowl has 200 extra calories of oats. The solution to this problem is simple. If possible, use a food scale to accurately measure the amounts of food you're consuming. After a few weeks of tracking, you have a better idea of the caloric intake that you have. Mistake 3, cheat days. Doing this occasionally won't get in the way of anything, but doing it too frequently can give rise to micronutrient deficiencies. Cheating itself is not a mistake. In fact, I think you should cheat. It makes your diet as a whole more enjoyable and generally improves dietary compliance and thus long-term results. How you cheat matters. Let me explain. For example, the biggest mistake I see people making when they cheat are 1, they are cheating too frequently. 2, eating too much in a cheat meal. 3, indulging in cheat days and not meals. 4, eating too much dietary fat. And 5, drinking too much alcohol. My best advice is stay away from entire days of overindulging, but rather have a meal outside of your plan once in a while. I've made a video detailing how to go about cheat meals. I've linked it in the description. For the purpose of this video, in short, cheat once per week at max and try not to exceed 150% of your current caloric intake for the day. With my coaching, I make sure my clients lose the weight with an enjoyable diet and tailored programming. If necessary, I'll incorporate refeeds, and I explain this in detail via my course. If you're interested in coaching, you can apply, and if you're a great fit, we can jump on a call. The link's in the description. Mistake 4, drastically dropping calories too quickly. We live in a very fast world where people want fast results. According to plasticsurgery.org, liposuction is second in surgeries performed after breast augmentation. The next best option is crash dieting. My standard caloric deficit recommendations for weight loss are between 20 and 25%. In my own experience, when going deeper into caloric deficit too quickly, it has showed results of low compliance. What happens is your ghrelin, the hunger hormone, has aggressive spikes as the result of a low caloric intake. If at any point your mental strength gives in to the hunger, overindulging is a common result. A scenario where you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. To reiterate, there's no problem being in a deep caloric deficit too quickly, but you should be prepared for the consequences of doing this. I also like eating a higher protein diet when my calories are low. I make simple, delicious meals like protein oats and protein rice cakes using the EHP Oxy way, which makes it feel like a cheat meal. I can't recommend it enough. It's linked in the description, and using my code DIAMONDS10 will save you some money. Mistake number 5, too much cardio. 1, it's well understood that concurrent training, when you do strength and endurance, it can hinder your strength and muscle gains compared to just strength training alone. This was also shown in research by Jacob and colleagues. In the graph, concurrent training had a diminished effect on the size of the muscle compared to strength alone. Studies have also shown that the duration of cardio sessions impairs strength and muscle growth. That being said, it's not the cardio that impairs muscle growth, but too much cardio can provide a negative effect. The old, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. 2 factors we should consider when building our own HIIT routine. 1, the duration of the individual cardio session. 2, the total amount of HIIT cardio done each week. A few tips of how to go about cardio is 1, always train before cardio if your primary goal is to maintain or build muscle and then lose fat. If possible, separate your sessions of cardio and training. Personally, I've gone as far as doing 7 sessions of cardio for 1 hour at the peak of my competition prep. I accepted that I would lose some muscle, but my primary goal was to come in for the best condition. For the person who wants to look okay, good on the beach, you can get away with 30 minutes of cardio daily, granted that your diet is in check. Touching on the first mistake, to assure that you're hitting a significant NEAT, it is to hit your daily steps no matter what, stand up once an hour, and pace around for 5 minutes before going back to having a seat. And that's the end of the video. I'd like to add, things that can help you is supplements. And again, it plays a small portion in the bigger picture. Example, Most people struggle to hit their overall protein intake. Example, if you need to hit 200 grams of protein, but are only getting roughly 150 grams overall, having 2 scoops of isopept can help you hit those. And also it tastes fantastic. It's easy to make in different snacks. Also for me, having a multivitamin is super important, in this case Perform. And for me, when I'm in a dieting phase, I love using pre-workout to give me that boost of energy. And in this case, I'll opt between Pride or OxyShred. If you want to get anything from EHP Labs, the link is in the description. And also you can use the code DIAMONDS10 and that directly supports me. But I'll leave the video here. It's to like the video, be subscribed, comment down below, and be following me on Instagram at drmike.eth. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.